coming. Like Jan he had little puzzles to solve before he could land shots.
Fucker's good, dude.
Damn, he's good.
I find people's chins pretty, not, I wouldn't say easily, but I eventually find their chins quite a bit. Like, that's my whole thing. Like, setting it up, boom, I want to find that chin. I want to find that shut-off button. And fucker's hard to hit. He's very good at tucking his chin. He's very good at switching stances. He throws his little body kick that he throws when we were opposite stance was so fast. But yeah, finding his chin was difficult. And then in that second round, I found it a couple times. And then that knee in the third was...
That knee in the third was beautiful.
Yeah.
That knee in the third was beautiful.
Fucking... And you know, Tim, going into the second round, so right after the first round, going to the second round, he said, just trust that left hand. Because I knew when he was southpaw and I was southpaw, it's similar, orthodox, that right hand, obviously, but it's just switched. And so I just trusted in that left hand, double jab through it, landed it clean, hurt him, and then going into that third round, he's like, feint that right and throw that knee up the middle. So that's important, having good corners that can see shit like that, because that was, you know, those two things he told me really changed the fight. Like, me hurt, I didn't win the second round, but I dropped him. I hurt him bad with that left hand. I hit him with that right hand, dropped him to his knee. Then he cracked me with that left hand and immediately took me down. But that fucking trip he got me with, he got that little trip when we're both, I tried it back. I got up right away, and then I tried it right back to him. And then at the end of the third, I tried it, and then he didn't really take me down. It was more of a failed attempt. So I wouldn't even consider that a takedown on his part, because it was just a shitty failed attempt on my part. But I was trying to get him back with that.
You wanted to get him back, like, psychologically?
I tried twice, yeah. Just because. I was like, God damn it, little fucker got me.
He's good at those Muay Thai trips.
Yeah. I was hitting him in sparring. Every single sparring session, I was hitting someone with that same trip where you step in. He had Aljo with it, too, a couple times or once. But I wanted that bad going into that fight, and he got me with it, a little fucker.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with him. And he's very defensively responsible. Like, the way he keeps his hands up high. He's always rock solid with his defense.
Going into that, right at the end of the first round, going into the second round, staring at him on the bench, or on this little stool looking at him, I was like, this motherfucker wasn't expecting this. I felt him, like, taking pretty big breaths going into the second round. Like, he usually is in really, and he was in good shape, but I don't think he was expecting me to be as good as I was, or him to have to grapple, because he grappled a lot more in that first round than he usually does. That's exhausting. But I felt like an energy switch, and like him going to that second round. But that fucking left hand he landed, did you watch that in slow-mo at all? Like, they replayed that, because I've never really been hit with a shot like that. I've been hitting sparring hard, but that was the cleanest left hand I've ever been hit with. And the only thing I can think of how I took that is just I was in such good shape and just did everything fucking right for 12 weeks. And I was able to take that because of that, because that fucking could have not land cleaner. It was perfect. It was a perfect left hand. And it was because I rewatched it back, and for me, I get hit when I plant my feet. When my feet are planted, that's when I can start getting hit. When I'm moving and on my feet, it's very hard for me to get hit. But that's how he hit me. I had my feet planted. He threw it. I kind of leaned back rather, instead of using my feet to get me back. But yeah, that fucker's super, super skilled. I'm excited to watch whoever he fights next. I don't think he's leaving the UFC. There's no need. He's one of the best guys in the world. You gotta fight in the best
I hope
league.
he doesn't leave. The problem with leaving is, you can get paid other places, but you won't be in the UFC anymore.
Either one, Henry or Aljo.
Yeah.
Like, their goal, take me down. For Peter, I grappled. We had guys we grappled like normal, but for sparring, for the most part, we didn't grapple much. Like, we had guys trying to shoot every once in a while and stuff, but yeah, I was planning on that being a legit just kickboxing fight. That fucker came out shooting. But I wonder, I'd be curious if his game plan was to shoot, or if I started cracking him early and he was like, all right, I'm going to start fucking wrestling. That's how I'm going to win this fight.
Well, there was quite a few moments where he was trying to engage with you, and he was having a hard time getting past that length, and you were being really accurate too.
Like teeps, those body kicks. It's so weird, because even you watch them on TV, you can kind of see like, oh, his body kick. Those fucking teeps are deadly. You saw Dan Hooker's teeps like against that last guy finish the fight, and I throw. I mean, I was doing serious damage to his body with those teeps. It could have been why he was, fatiguing faster than usual too. But that's like probably the most dangerous weapon I'd say, for long guys. Those fucking front kicks.
Oh, yeah, man. It's a fucking amazing kick.
Yeah.
Especially when guys are kind of in MMA style. They're kind of facing towards you a little bit because they're thinking potentially.
Like and comment. Don't forget to subscribe.